Walking Dead, Days Gone By. Fade in, exterior country streets, day. We see two officers pinned down behind a cop car. Gunshots are directed at them. The cops are Rick Grimes and Shane Walsh. Shots continue to ring out.
This is not good.
Shot hits the car.
I don't think he's from around here.
I think that's a safe bet. When they open the prison in Grand County, I think we'd be getting a runoff.
A hillbilly named Reggie continues to fire. He yells,
I ain't going back. I'll die first.
Damn it. Our backup is probably more than 10 miles away. We're sitting ducks behind this car.
Rick signals to ditch across the way.
I'm gonna try to make it that ditch so we can surround him.
Rick books it for the ditch while Shane lays down cover fire. Reggie fires and shoots the gun out of Shane's hand. Rick turns to fire at Reggie, but before he can, he is shot in the abdomen. Rick falls to the street.
Rick!
Cut to interior hospital room, day. Rick lets out a loud gasp as he sits in the bed for a moment, catching his breath. He removes his breathing tube from his nose and moves to the side of the bed. He stands using the IV rack to support him, but falls to the floor.
Nurse!
Rick reaches for the clicker to call for help. Nothing. He turns and lies back against the bed before he stands and walks to some drawers. He finds some clothes and places them on. Interior hospital, day. Rick leans against the door frame, using it for support.
Hello? Hello? Anybody?
Rick arrives to an empty reception area. It's empty.
Everyone just decided to take a break at the same time.
Rick continues past reception down a long hallway. He arrives at an elevator. He clicks the button and enters. The elevator goes lower and lower until the bell dings and the doors open. A zombie suddenly falls to the floor of the elevator. Rick looks at the zombie.
Help! Somebody help! Anybody!
Rick runs down another hallway until he finds a door being blocked by a long wooden plank.
What the hell?
He gets to the door.
What happened here?
Rick removes the plank and opens the door. We reveal a cafeteria full of the undead. The zombies flow towards Rick. Rick falls to the floor. He begins to crawl down the hall, facing the herd of zombies.
Stop it. Get away from me!
Rick stands and tries to open a door.
Can't you understand?
A zombie tackles Rick through the door.
Please!
Rick and the zombie go flying down the stairs. The zombie's neck snaps on the way down. Rick gets to his feet and heads down the stairs. He removes his belt and ties it around the door.
What was that?
Interior parking garage, day. Rick walks through an abandoned parking garage. He gets to a car and stops at the door. He tries to open it. No luck.
Damn.
Rick leaves the garage. Exterior outside of hospital, day. Rick is on a road leaving the hospital. He gets to a phone line to see a crashed car and a mangled body hanging out of it.
Jesus.
Further down the road, Rick stops when he sees a bike. A zombie lays in the grass. No flesh, ribs exposed. Rick covers his mouth as the zombie snarls at him multiple times. We see a tear run down the face of Rick. He picks up the bike and proceeds. After taking a few steps, he lets go of the bike and it falls to the concrete.
Oh, God.
Rick sobs into his hands, overwhelmed with emotion. He regains his composure, picks up the bike, and proceeds. Exterior neighborhood, day. Rick arrives on the bike to a desolate, familiar neighborhood. He pedals down the street, coming to a stop at a run-down house. He sits the bike in the grass and walks up the stairs. He notices the front door is sitting open.
Bitch.
Interior, Rick's house, day. Rick opens the door, going through multiple rooms in his home, only to find it empty. Exterior, Rick's house, day. Rick steps onto the porch and leans on the railing. He leaves the porch and walks to some more houses when he turns and is met by a shovel hitting him in the back of his head. He crashes to the floor. A young boy is seen, shovel in hand. He stands over Rick.
Dad!
A man joins him.
Jesus shit, son! What did you do? He was gonna try to eat us, Dad. No, son. This man is alive. Oh. Grab his feet. Help me get him inside.
Interior house, night. Rick wakes up sluggish and disoriented.
Huh?
The man with a bowl in his hands spots Rick.
Oh, you're awake. We're just getting ready to have dinner. Would you care to join us?
Rick begins to sit up.
Wait, what the hell's going on here?
Rick walks to the kitchen table and sits.
Oh, sorry about my boy. He hit you over the head with a shovel.
Huh? What are you talking about?
He thought you were one of those things.
Things, you mean those monsters at the hospital? I mean, who are you people? What the hell is going on?
The man attempts to calm Rick.
Whoa. Calm down there, buddy. This is all just a misunderstanding. My boy didn't mean anything.
How did it all happen? What went wrong?
The man is taken back.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Damn, son. You don't know any of it?
Cut to interior house, night. The little boy sits on the floor reading a comic while Rick and the man talk.
I was shot. I woke up in the hospital and was attacked. I came home. My wife and kid were gone. The whole damn town was deserted. I didn't know what the hell was going on. You say nobody knows what caused it?
All media shut down after a few weeks. But I haven't heard much of anything after that. If they found a way to stop it, well, they haven't made it here yet. These things, they're everywhere.
Rick continues to listen to the man.
A good blow to the head will take them out. That's why the boy whacked you with our shovel. Nothing much else seems to faze them. Anytime one wanders into the yard, we take care of it. We try to keep quiet. They come after us if they knew it was here. Before they stopped broadcasting, they told us to relocate to the bigger cities. They said they could protect us all there. I figured I'd be better off taking my chances here.
Yeah, my in-laws live in Atlanta. It's only a 5-hour drive from here. It's probably where my wife went. Thank God if they're protecting the cities. Man, I was so worried.
The man sits back in his chair.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they're fine.
Rick stands and pulls a key from his pocket.
Well, I need a car if we're going to get to Atlanta. You want to go shopping?
Exterior police department, night. Rick, followed by the man and his son, stand at the door to the police station.
So, you're a cop, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I figured you for a hunter after you said you got shot and all. You being a cop. You don't mind my boy and I taking residence in your neighbor's home, do you?
Hey, I'm not going to arrest you if that's what you mean, okay? Most of the streets that had houses have been looted. You seem to be fixing the place up. Thompsons will probably thank you by when they get back, as long as you don't put up a fight with them.
It's not like we're stealing the place. Your neighborhood just seems safer. We figured that we're not hurting anybody, so we're not hurting anybody by staying there. And in my book, that makes it okay.
Hey, you don't have to justify anything to me, all right? You're keeping your son safe. I'm worried sick about mine. I understand.
I appreciate that. You know, I don't think I got your name.
Rick. Officer Rick Grimes at your service. And you?
Oh, Morgan Jones. And this here's little Dwayne.
They shake hands.
You're a good man, Morgan. I really appreciate you driving me over here. You've helped me out a lot.
Oh, it's worth it just to get to talk to someone. If it ain't about cartoons or passing gas, my boy don't want to talk about it.
Rick lets out a little chuckle. He then stops.
Damn. After everything today I've seen, I just, I feel guilty for laughing.
Rick opens a drawer and pulls out a .44 Magnum revolver. He examines it.
Hey, man, it's okay. You've seen some crazy shit out there. We all have. You can't let it get to you. You just gotta keep on. Can't stop to think about it or you go crazy.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Oh. Yes, I figured I might as well bring a few along, just in case. Speaking of which, follow me.
Rick walks to a door and fiddles with some keys.
Just need to find the right key. Here we are.
The door opens to reveal a massive armory. Rick steps inside, followed by Morgan and Dwayne, and Rick flips on the light.
Wow.
Yeah. Grab a couple for yourself. If whacking those things over the head with a shovel does them in, I'm sure those things will work. Should save you some effort.
Rick points to a cabinet on the wall.
The shells are in the cabinet below the gun rack. Just make sure you save some for me, all right? I'll be back.
Rick leaves the armory.
Can I?
No, damn it. Don't touch anything.
But I'm old enough.
Yes, you are. And I'm going to teach you how to use one of them tomorrow, but until then, they're off limits.
Rick enters the armory, this time in his full sheriff uniform.
Are there enough shells for both of us in there?
Well, that get up certainly suits you.
I keep a spare uniform in my locker. I figured if I was going to go into a big city and they've got a ton of people holed up there, I could get around easier being a cop, so I might as well look the part.
Rick loads up with guns and ammo.
Grab what you're getting and follow me out back. I got another surprise for you.
Exterior police department parking lot, night. They exit the station to find two police cruisers.
You take that one on the left. It doesn't run as good as the one I'm taking, but it'll run better than that hatchback you're driving.
Wait, what?
Hey, if I'm going to make it all the way to Atlanta, I'm going to need the newer one. You'll be safer in one of these things anyway if you need to go somewhere.
But I can't.
Rick hands a pair of keys to Morgan.
Hey, don't sweat it, man. I'm just doing my job. I can't think of a better way to protect and serve under the circumstances.
Rick opens one of the doors to his car.
When things get back to normal, you'll have to give it back. So try not to bang it up or put too many miles on it.
Thank you, Rick. I can't tell you how much this helps us.
Rick places a bag into his car.
Look, you've already helped me.
There's a metallic noise. They're startled.
What was that?
A zombie is behind a nearby fence.
Look out!
Rick reaches for his revolver. Rick takes aim at the zombie, about to kill it.
No!
Morgan lowers Rick's gun.
Leave it be. It can't get to us in here. You may need that bullet later.
Rick holsters his gun.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. We better get these cars out of here before it makes its way around the gate.
Rick opens the door to his car as Morgan and Dwayne enter their cruiser.
I'll see you around.
Of course. We're neighbors. Keep an eye on my house for me.
Will do.
Rick walks to the gate and holds it open. He waves goodbye as Morgan and Dwayne drive off. Rick then closes the gate and proceeds to leave, and he drives off. Exterior road, night. Rick drives down a road, first going through a town, then into the suburbs. He stops at a familiar place. Rick exits his car and walks to the zombie who was with the bike. He pulls out his revolver and unloads a bullet into its skull. A tear runs down his cheek. He wipes it away. Rick walks back to his car and drives away. Exterior Georgia state line, night. We see Rick cross into Georgia with his cruiser. Exterior gas station, morning. Rick is attempting to fill his car with gas to no avail. He kicks the pump.
God damn it. Not again.
Rick gets back in his car and rides on fumes a little further down the road. He passes another crushed car with a zombie alive in the front seat. The car stops further down the road and Rick steps out.
Damn it.
Rick reaches back into the car to grab the sack of guns. He then walks down the road until he notices a lone house in a nearby field. He walks through the field and climbs a fence. He arrives at the front of the house and approaches the door. He quietly knocks.
Anybody home? I'm coming in.
Rick opens the door and steps in.
I'm not here to hurt you or rob you. I just need some gasoline.
There's a foul stench and Rick smells it. He looks into the living room where a family of 4 rots, now turned dead. Rick runs out the door and vomits. He wipes his mouth, cleaning himself up when he spots a barn. He approaches and lifts the wooden board. He peeks in.
Hello?
There's a horse. Rick walks to her and begins to soothe it.
Hey, girl. They leave you in here all alone?
Rick grabs a nearby saddle.
I sure could use your help. If you're interested, I'm trying to get to Atlanta to see my wife and son.
He places the saddle on the horse.
You ever been to Atlanta? It's not really that far away.
Rick looks at a nearby axe.
You mind if I take this? I think it might come in handy.
He gets on the horse.
You ready, girl? Let's go.
They take off out of the barn and run through the fields.
Slow down, girl. I know you've been in that barn for a while, but you're going to wear yourself out.
They jump the fence. Rick slows the horse down.
Whoa. That's better. I don't want you passing out before we get there.
They proceed down the street.
So, you got a name?
Exterior street, day. Rick and the horse continue on the road to Atlanta.
You know, it's a good idea. Talking about the happiest day of my life will surely get my mind off all the messed up shit I've seen recently. I had just gone into work that morning. I was sitting at the station drinking my second cup of coffee for the day. Gilroy was telling me about the drunk they brought in the night before. Then the call came.
Rick continues.
It was my wife, Lori. Her water had broken not 10 minutes after I left. I grabbed my coat and ran home to get her. Got Gilroy to call Doc Stevens so he could meet us at the hospital. I got her to the hospital without a hitch. One of the only times I got to use the siren on my car. It was a small town we lived in, and I held her hand the whole time. There were some complications, and she had to get a cesarean. I was really worried, but everything went okay. First time I laid eyes on little Carl,
He takes a moment before his smile slowly fades. He closes his eyes, distraught.
On second thought, thinking about all the good times makes this seem all much worse.
Massive buildings emerge, and we see downtown Atlanta.
Here we are.
Exterior downtown Atlanta, day. Rick and the horse proceed through the streets of Atlanta. They pass some local businesses, and some zombies begin to stir. Out of nowhere, hundreds of the undead begin to surround Rick.
Shit.
The zombies get closer.
Come on, girl. Let's get the hell out of here.
They are surrounded.
Shit. Ah!
The horse and Rick crash to the street below. The horse begins to panic and escape, but it's no use. It is engulfed by the undead. A zombie turns to Rick.
Oh, God.
It charges at Rick.
Shit!
Rick slams his axe right into the head of the zombie, and it falls to the floor. Rick retrieves the axe and again finds himself surrounded.
Son of a bitch.
We see a group of zombies tearing into the guts and intestines of the horse.
Bastards! What the hell is wrong with you?
Rick backs away. As he does, he fires his pistol and nails a few of the walkers, taking them down. He runs and slams his axe into the neck of another walker. He turns down an alley when he is grabbed.
Ah!
I can get you out of here. Follow me.
The
Stop
man
using that gun. We'll have the whole city on us.
The man runs ahead of Rick, and he looks back at him. Rick looks down the alley.
Don't worry about them, okay? We'll be long gone. Make it there. Stay there.
Glenn gets on a trash can and jumps for a ladder.
Got another first try. Come on, man. I'm trying to save your life here. What are you waiting on?
Rick climbs the ladder and then looks back down at the ladder, now surrounded by zombies.
Just I've never seen somebody.
Glenn climbs the ladder that leads to a roof.
Then you're a lucky man. That's enough of that. If you gotten 50 more feet into the city before they attacked, you would not be here.
Glenn helps Rick up the ladder.
Come on. We gotta hurry.
Glenn bolts away. Rick tries to stop him.
Hey, wait!
Glenn continues to sprint and leaps to another building's roof. Rick is shocked. He looks over the edge at how far the drop is.
No way in hell.
Glenn stands across from Rick on the other roof.
Look, you're gonna have to. Okay, listen, it's easy. I do it all the time. When we climb down this building, those things will still be waiting for us at the bottom. There's no way out of that one. Okay, all the buildings are filled with zombies. Trust me.
Rick slowly takes some steps back to get enough of a running start.
God damn it.
Rick runs and jumps. He barely makes it and hangs on the ledge. Glenn runs to Rick and helps him up.
Jesus, you should have thrown the duffel bag over first.
Rick gets to his feet and gives Glenn a look.
Now you tell me.
All right, we got to hurry before they spread out again, okay? When we climb down this building, we be ready to run. Don't worry. We don't have far to go.
Glenn begins to climb down the ladder.
Okay, we're not in the clear yet. But this building is close to the woods at the edge of the city. We got to run about a block before we get to them. And there's liable to be a few of those things on the way. So as long as we keep moving, though, they shouldn't be able to surround us.
Glenn lands on the balcony. Rick descends down the ladder.
Those things are slow as hell. So you should be able to maneuver around them. Don't use your gun. Don't. And don't let them touch you. One bite, it's all over for you.
Got it.
They reach the bottom and are back in the alley.
This way.
They bolt out of the alley and then proceed through a fence. Exterior downtown Atlanta, day.
All right. From this point on is where we got to be careful.
Got it.
They come to the main road.
It's not far now.
They run down the street. A zombie nearly trips Rick.
Heads up!
God, I didn't even see it.
Well, you're going to have to keep your eyes open, man. God, where have you been this past month?
Coma.
Seriously?
Yeah. I woke up in the hospital yesterday. Can we stop here? Is it safe?
They come to a stop in the woods.
Yeah. For a minute.
What you said about the city earlier, how dangerous is it? Okay. Where are all the people that were there?
Glenn takes a moment.
That was them trying to eat us back there. You can't go into the cities anymore. Everyone that was there is dead. Government tried to herd everyone into the cities so it would be easier to protect. All that did was put the food in one place. Every time one of those things kills one of us, we become one of them. It took a week for just about everyone in the city to be killed, and after that, we don't know. Nobody can get in or out. Did you have family in there?
Rick has fallen to his knees. He places his face in his hands and begins to sob.
My wife. My son.
I'm sorry, man. I hate for you to have to hear it this way.
Glenn does his best to comfort Rick. Rick wipes the tears from his eyes.
You were from Kentucky. When I was told people were ordered to larger cities, I figured my wife would have taken my son to her parents' place here in Atlanta. He may not have come, but I don't know where else they'd be.
Don't give up hope, man. I've seen all kinds of people that have survived some crazy shit. We got a guy at camp that actually made it out of Atlanta.
Rick regains his composure.
Did you say camp?
Glenn turns and continues to lead the way.
Yeah, that's where we're headed. There are more people there.
They continue to walk through the woods.
We're almost there. Come on.
Rick pushes the bag of guns higher on his shoulder.
We're mostly latecomers, people that try to get into Atlanta too late, like you. We couldn't get in, so we set up camp here.
So you're just camping out here. Is that safe?
Yeah, I mean, we got some cars and shelter. We all take turns keeping watch at night. Figure if we stick close to the city, they'll be able to find us when the government sorts all this mess out.
We reveal in the distance an RV and a few cars along with some people.
Here we are.
Rick freezes in pure shock.
Holy shit.
Lori Grimes throws a log into a man's arms. The group is stunned.
Rick!
Carl Grimes leaves the other kids, flying toward Rick.
Dad!
The Grimes family hugs and has a much-needed moment of relief.
It was so Worried about you.
Shane Walsh appears at Rick's shoulder.
Good to see you, man.
Oh my God, Shane!
Lori is in tears and looks from Shane to Rick.
Shane helped us get here. We wouldn't have made it without him.
Rick places his hand on Shane's shoulder.
I guess I owe you more than I'll ever be able to repay.
Rick, please, it was nothing. I had to make up for letting you get shot like that.
Man, that wasn't your fault, all right? Besides, I'm fine now.
All right, fair enough. Let me show you around.
Exterior camp day. Alan sits next to Glenn, seeing what supplies he has brought.
What did you get this time, Glenn?
I got some candy bars for the kids, some soap detergent, a couple of rolls of toilet paper.
Great.
Shane walks Rick past the two men.
You met Glenn. That's Alan, hounded him for supplies. Alan's wife, Donna, is around here somewhere. They got twins, Billy and Ben. They're hellions.
They stop to look at the RV along with new faces.
That's Dell up there keeping watch. It's his camper. And Jim is over there eating. That's Carol and her daughter, Sophia, sitting on the back of the car.
The RV door swings open to reveal sisters Andrea and Amy.
This is Amy and Andrea. They're sisters. Have you guys seen Donna and the twins?
Donna, along with Billy and Ben, round the corner.
We're right here. What? Oh, new arrival?
This is Lori's husband.
My word, that's the best news I've heard all month. Shane, darling, come with me. These two have got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Donna grabs Shane by the shoulder and pulls him along. Rick and Lori hug once again. Exterior campfire, night. Rick sits outside of tents next to a still lit fire. Lori emerges from the tent.
I'm so glad you saved this for me. I felt naked without it. Is he asleep?
Yeah. Finally.
Lori takes a seat next to Rick.
He can't sleep anymore unless he knows I'm right next to him. Never really had to slip away from him like that. I usually just lie there and look at him, and he's...
Rick examines his hand.
You've been through a lot.
Yeah. I'm sorry we left you, Rick.
Rick embraces Lori.
Lori, please. I understand the circumstances, all right? You thought Atlanta would be safer for Carl. I would have done the same thing.
They said people were going to stay at the hospital when they evacuated us. They must have abandoned the hospital less than a week after we left.
Hey, you did what was right for little Carl, okay? I'm just glad Shane was around to help you out and get out of there.
I don't even think I would have found the way down here without him, let alone survived after what we got here.
Lori looks down to Rick's hand, worried.
Your hand?
That's just from the IV. It's no big deal.
Oh.
Rick looks and points to the top of the RV.
See enough up there?
So far, that's all we've needed. Luckily, those things that haven't come at us in any number. Most we've had at one time is 3. Thing is, none of us really sleep anymore. As soon as we hear one of the shots, we're up and ready to defend this place. We've only got 2 guns, Shane's pistol and Dale's rifle, but we've got shovels around the camp that we can hit them with. It's worked so far. They don't come very often.
Rick doesn't reply. He just stares off into the fire. Lori rests her head on his shoulder. She sits up.
Rick, You're shaking.
Rick doesn't take his eyes off the fire. Fear in his eyes.
The past 2 days, I've been so worried about finding you and Carl and getting here in one piece. Yeah. I haven't had time to be scared.
Interior tent morning. Rick and Lori lay with Carl between them. Rick wakes up. He looks to Carl, then Lori. He caresses Lori's face, and Lori begins to wake up. Rick exits the tent.
Morning, partner.
Hey, man, I thought you'd still be asleep. You kept watch most of the night, didn't you?
Glenn took over about halfway through, but I don't sleep much anyway. You want to take a shower? The one in Dale's camper still works. It's pond water, but it's better than nothing.
Rick ruffles his hair.
Man, I'd love a shower. I thought I already kissed that luxury goodbye.
Don't linger too long. You and I are going hunting today.
Interior RV day. Rick leaves the restroom in the RV to see Dale entering.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there, man. You almost scared me to death.
Oh, you're Lori's husband, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to stir nothing up. And you got to understand this. This has nothing to do with your wife. She did nothing but talk about you while you were gone. She worried about you. She felt bad about leaving you. Shane, he's a good man. He helps out a lot around here. He took care of your wife. He's not glad you're back. He's had his eyes on Lori for as long as I've known him.
Rick chuckles and pats Dale on the shoulder.
Hey, I appreciate the advice, all right? But Shane's my friend. He was just keeping her safe. I don't have anything to worry about.
Rick walks past Dale towards the exit.
Well, I wouldn't trust him around my wife.
I'll keep that in mind.
Exterior camp day. Rick exits the RV to see Lori and Shane laughing and chatting.
Crazy old man.
Shane notices Rick.
You ready? We should get going if we're going to find everything.
I'm ready when you are.
Rick walks to Lori.
I'll take those, hun.
Scrub them really good. They're a bit funky.
Don't you have animals to try to shoot?
That's the plan. Love you.
Rick puts his hat on and walks with Shane.
I love you too. Be careful.
Carl runs past Lori.
Carl, where are you going?
Over by Sophia's car. We're going to play in the dirt.
All right, I'm going to go wash our clothes with Donna and Carl. You and Sophia, make sure you keep an eye on Alan. If he tries to tell you to get in the RV, you do it.
Okay, Mama.
Donna and Carol reach Lori.
Don't worry. Amy and Andrea are going to watch the kids.
Anything to get out of laundry duty.
You're damn right.
Donna looks back to Andrea.
Not in front of the kids?
Oh, bite me. Stay safe.
Lori, Donna, and Carol go off.
Always.
Exterior woods day. Lori, Carol, and Donna walk through the woods.
I can't wait to see how these things smell with the new detergent Glenn got from the city.
That stuff Dale had in the RV just wasn't working. It made the clothes smell better, but not by much.
Donna is done with this.
Jesus Christ. Will you two listen to yourselves? You're excited about trying a new detergent? This is such bullshit.
Damn, Donna, we're not throwing a party. I'm just looking forward to the possibility of cleaning smelling clothes. That'd be a welcome change at this point.
I just don't understand why we're the ones doing laundry while they go off and hunt. When things get back to normal, I wonder if we'll still be allowed to vote.
Are you serious? I don't know about you, but I can't shoot a gun. I've never even tried, to be honest, and I wouldn't trust any of those guys to wash my clothes. couldn't do it with a washing machine. You'd be lost here. This isn't about women's rights. It's about being realistic and doing what needs to be done.
Whatever.
They proceed further into the forest. Exterior campfire day. Carl and Sophia play while Andrea and Amy watch them.
You think my daddy will come back too?
Ain't your daddy dead?
Yeah, but so was your daddy and he came back.
My daddy was just sick. We had to leave him in the hospital back home so he could get better. He wasn't dead.
Oh. I miss my daddy.
Exterior woods day. Rick and Shane hunt.
Yeah, I thought I'd take Lori and Carl down here to her parents and come back. I thought this thing would be over in a week. Yeah, I didn't want to explain stolen guns to the captain when I got back.
Well, if you had seen the place the way I did, you wouldn't have been so worried about the rules. I don't think it'll ever be the same again.
Don't say that, man. This won't last.
Rick looks to Shane with worry in his voice.
Oh no, man. It looked bad.
Well, I'm glad you brought these guns. We just had Dale's rifle and my sidearm. Someone had to keep watch with the rifle at all times, and it's it's hard as hell to hunt with a pistol. Just about all we've had to eat is canned goods Glenn brought back from the city.
Man, what's up with that guy? Risking his life every day to get toilet paper and candy bars. I mean, it's great help, and he did save my life, but damn.
Yeah, I have no idea. He seems to know how to get in and out before they gang up on him, so it's, yeah.
We hear a nearby bush rustle. Shane signals to Rick to be quiet. They sneak to reveal a zombie devouring a deer.
He doesn't even know we're here.
Do you think we should get the deer away from it?
You think it'd be safe to eat?
Exterior pond day. Lori, Carol, and Donna wash some clothes. Carol monitors the surrounding woods.
You don't have to constantly keep watch. They're not that fast. A glance in all directions every 5 minutes will do it.
I'm just being thorough.
So, entertain us, Lori. How'd you meet Rick?
Lori chuckles.
I think this job is mundane enough without me putting you both to sleep.
Come on, I could use a good nap.
All right, but I warned you. Rick's brother, Jeff, is my age. I'm 2 years younger than Rick. I met his brother senior year of high school.
Started with the brother? I'm all ears.
It's nothing like that. We were friends. Jeff invited me to a New Year's party. Apparently Rick had been made chaperone by their parents who were attending a party elsewhere. I met Rick there. He was going to college for police administration. Everything about him was interesting.
Donna and Carol are all ears.
You know what it's like that time of year when you're alone? I hung on every word. Everything about him was perfect. And at midnight, I had someone to kiss. We really hit it off. We kept in touch while he finished college, and I attempted to last more than a year at mine. I didn't.
Lori dips another piece of clothes into the pond.
After college was out of the way, I moved back home, and that's when Rick and I got really serious. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. Be pretty dull.
Gotta say, you two look good together.
Rick and I are the most compatible on Earth. We are perfect for each other.
Donna stands and puts the rack of clothes over his shoulder. Carol and Lori stand.
Come on, let's get back to camp.
As the three women walk back to camp, a zombie spots them and lurks behind them. It follows them. They don't even notice it. Alan is on watch and tries to signal them.
Look out!
Lori and Carol bolt away as Donna drops the clothes as the zombie dives at her. Alan takes aim with his gun.
Move, Donna!
The zombie is nearly on her.
Damn it, move!
Out of nowhere, Dale slices the head of the zombie clean off. He catches his breath. Carl runs to Lori.
Mom!
I was chopping firewood when I heard the screams, and I
A snarl comes from the head of the zombie.
It's still alive!
Exterior woods, day. Rick and Shane watch the zombie indulge in the deer.
I don't even want to think about the diseases these things must carry. I'm not eating any of that deer, and neither is any of my family.
Yeah, I think you're right. God, you ever seen one up close like this?
A couple of times, but not for this long without one attacking me.
The zombie spots them and begins to advance towards them.
That's not good.
Rick puts his axe right into the zombie's skull. He then wipes the blade clean.
I wasn't going to wait for him to come after us.
A gunshot echoes in the distance.
The camp!
Rick and Shane run back to the camp. Exterior camp, day. Alan is reloading his sniper. The group stands looking at the ground. Rick runs to Lori.
Lori!
They embrace.
Are you and Carl okay? What happened?
It came out of the woods to try to kill us. It almost got Donna, but Dale cut its head off and is still alive. They had to shoot it. Oh God, Rick, it was awful.
Alan looks at the body of the zombie.
Let's get this thing into the woods and out of the way.
The group begins to drag the body away. Rick holds on to Lori.
Everything's okay now, hon.
We see Shane from a distance stare at Rick and Lori, anger in his face. Exterior top of RV, night. Rick climbs to the top of the RV, startling Shane.
Jesus, man, don't sneak up on me like that.
Sorry, I was just trying to get up here without anyone waking up.
Well, next time, throw a rock at me or something. You scared me half to death, especially after what happened earlier today. Shh.
Yeah, that's actually what I came up here to talk to you about.
Oh?
Rick takes a seat next to Shane and takes a breath.
We need to move camp. All right, it's not smart to be this close to a city full of those things. It's too goddamn dangerous.
Are you crazy? What happens when the government starts cleaning this mess up? They'll have to start with the cities. They'll find us faster if we stay here.
When are they coming, Shane? Tomorrow? Next week? It's getting really damn cold out here, and it's only going to get worse. Not to mention what happened yesterday, okay? It's too risky to stay so damn close to them.
Well, it's too risky to go somewhere else. The fires are keeping us warm. There's plenty of firewood in this area. We'll be fine here. This is the best place to be for the rescue.
What makes you so sure there's even going to be a rescue? Donna almost died yesterday. Okay, what if that was one of the kids? What if it was Carl? Okay, nobody was prepared for this, Shane. You think those girls know how to fight?
Rick places his hand on Shane's shoulder.
If we go someplace safer, maybe we don't need to be rescued so soon. I'd rather be able to get a good night's sleep every once in a while than have to sit up at night hoping the government is still intact and gonna find us.
No, damn it. All right, we're staying right here. We're safe here. Yesterday is one of very few isolated incidents, and this is the safest place to be, Rick. We can protect these people. All right, we'll be rescued here. If we go hide in the country, it could take them months to find us. We got to stay right here.
They sit in silence as Rick thinks.
Okay. If If you feel that certain that it's the best thing for us, fine. We'll stay. But if we're going to try and hold out here, we're going to need more guns. All right, if Donna had been carrying one yesterday, she could have just turned around and shot that thing. Everybody here is going to need to carry a gun at all times.
How are we going to find enough guns for that?
I'll figure something out.
Dale emerges from the RV.
Hey, can you guys keep it down there? Some of us are trying to sleep.
Exterior camp morning. Glenn puts his backpack on and is beginning to leave for his run to Atlanta.
Hey, Glenn, wait up.
What can I do for you, Rick?
When you go into town, have you ever seen a gun store or anything like that?
Glenn thinks for a moment.
No, but I never really go into the city that far. Why do you ask?
Well, I'm thinking if everyone was herded into the cities for protection, there wouldn't have been much looting if everything is organized by the government. And when everything went to shit, there's no way anyone would have had time to break into one of the gun stores. Or, you know, those places are usually barred, and no one would have been able to get through that without being attacked or eaten.
Glenn considers this.
It does make a whole lot of sense. While I don't know exactly where a gun store may be, I think I might know someone who might.
Glenn leads Rick over to Jim, who is sitting at a table eating some canned vegetables.
Jim, you got to help us out, man. Do you remember any gun stores close to the edge of town here in Atlanta?
Jim continues to chow his food.
Gun stores. Corner of Pleasant and 38th Street.
Told you. Thanks, Jim. Come on. I got a map in my car.
Glenn leads Rick to his car and begins to search the interior. Rick stops to talk to Lori and Carl while Glenn searches.
Oh, it's got to be here somewhere.
I know we need guns, but why do we have to go? This is your third day here. I don't want to have to worry about you again.
Daddy, please don't go.
Rick takes off his sheriff's hat and places it on Carl's head.
You don't have to worry, son. I'll be really careful. This has to be done so we can all be safe. When I get back, I'll teach you how to shoot a gun. You want to know how to shoot a gun, don't you?
I guess.
No way. He's too young to shoot a gun.
Okay, we'll argue about that when I get back. Don't worry. I'll be here before you notice I'm gone. Glenn will keep me safe, all right? How many times has he gone out of town and come back fine?
I just don't understand why he can't go alone. Why do you have to go with him?
How many guns do you think Glenn can carry? Come on, hon, be reasonable.
He kisses her cheek, and Glenn walks to them with the map.
Got it.
Be careful.
Don't worry, hon. I'll be fine. I love you.
I love you too.
Exterior woods day. Rick and Glenn walk through the woods to Atlanta. Glenn reads his map.
Hey, what's up with Jim? Is he okay?
Well, remember when I told you we had a guy that actually made it out of Atlanta alive?
Yeah.
Well, Jim's that guy. At the time, you just told me that you thought Lori and Carl were in there, so I kept my mouth shut, trying to give you hope. The thing is, Jim got out of the city, but he saw his entire family get torn apart before he did.
Oh,
yeah. He told me the story once. It's like they were shielding him from the army of zombies that had surrounded him. It was his wife and his sister, her husband. Between them, they all had like 5 kids. Can't really remember, but I think his mom might have been in there too.
Rick can't believe what he's hearing.
He only made his way through the crowd because these monsters were busy eating everyone else. said he happened so fast he didn't realize he was running until he made his way to safety. Damn it.
What?
Jim's gun store is 5 blocks from where he found you. I'd never go that far in. No way, man. There's no way we can do this.
Rick looks deeper into the woods.
Follow me. I've got an idea.
Rick leads Glenn into the deep woods.
Come on. This way.
The city is that way. Where are you going?
Rick looks to Glenn.
Trust me.
We see a dead zombie, flies all over it, maggots pouring out of it.
You don't want to know.
They get to the zombie corpse. Rick grabs the zombie's legs.
Help me drag it away from the tree.
Glenn stands examining.
What are we doing?
Those things don't seem too smart. Yet I've never seen them mistake one of them for one of us. And I've seen a couple of those things that I think were alive from a distance. So I've been thinking what it could be that helped tell them apart. And being close to this fella seals it. It's the smell.
They begin to drag the zombie.
Now, I've seen some of them missing half a face. They're up and moving, but by all indications, they're not operating at peak performance. So I'm definitely not saying they're bloodhounds that can tell us apart by smell.
Rick removes his axe.
Maybe it's as simple as the fact that we don't stink like them. But I got to think it has something to do with the smell. All right, we've both got arms and legs. It should be easy for them to mix us up. But they never attack each other.
Rick slams his axe to the ground, cutting off one of the zombie's hands. He lifts the hand towards Glenn.
What?
Here, just rub this on your clothes and then stick it in your pockets. I think a few for each of us ought to do it.
Glenn takes the hand from Rick and immediately vomits.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry. I was not expecting this at all this morning. I mean, I'm used to the smell of the city, but getting up close like this is a totally different story.
Glenn begins to rub his legs with guts and intestines.
Well, if I had known I'd be doing this today, I wouldn't have gotten out of bed. We got to give this a shot, though.
They continue to spread the gunk all over themselves.
Don't let anything get close to your face at all. Okay, these things are so nasty. I hate to think what would happen if you got something in your mouth. Their bites are fatal, so it's just them making contact with broken skin.
Yeah, I doubt I'll be rubbing this shit on my face anytime soon.
They stand and look each other up and down.
I hope this works.
You and me both. I'm gonna feel really stupid if we did this for nothing.
They begin to head for the city when suddenly Glenn vomits again.
Oh, sorry about that. You know, if your smell therapy is right, I think I'm going to be a lot safer than you are.
Oh, I need to scratch my nose.
Don't do it.
Exterior downtown Atlanta day. Rick and Glenn move through an alley. They stop at a zombie who's against a wall.
Well, let's see if this is going to work.
Rick places his hand out towards the zombie.
Nothing so far.
The zombie snarls and shoves Rick's arm. Glenn gets against the opposing wall in fear.
No way. Okay, this isn't going to work.
Glenn.
It just isn't, man.
Glenn, listen to me. It just slapped my hand away, all right? It wanted me to leave it alone. This is going to work. Look at it.
The zombie is totally calm against the wall.
It's not coming after us.
They walk towards a fence.
What a gloomy day.
I don't know about you, but I was getting sick of all that sunshine contradicting what we're going through down here.
Glenn climbs through the fence, followed by Rick.
Well, at least this is consistent.
Glenn and Rick stand at the edge of the alley before stepping out onto the street.
You ready for this?
Not really.
Me neither.
They step onto the street and move down the road, looking at the destroyed buildings along with some undead.
God, you do this every day?
Yep. Okay, according to the map, Pleasant Street is this way.
They walk past some zombies who don't even notice them. The smell is working.
So far, so good.
They don't even seem to notice that we're talking.
They can make sounds too. Maybe they don't know the difference.
Glenn looks down the road.
Okay, we need to go this way. We're almost there. God, I've never been this far into the city before.
They round the corner on Pleasant Street and are greeted by hundreds of zombies, some moving, some staying still.
It's worse than we thought, man.
They begin the walk to the gun shop, brushing shoulders with zombie after zombie.
Stay calm. Don't freak out. We're gonna be fine.
Glenn spots the shop.
Okay, there it is.
Rick spots a shopping cart lying in the middle of the road. He grabs it.
1 second.
Glenn looks to Rick, confused.
What's that for?
You can carry more guns with it.
I guess that makes sense.
They get to the door of the shop.
So, how are we getting in?
Rick pulls out his axe.
This door is made of wood.
Rick crashes the axe against the doorknob multiple times before the door flies open. They enter.
We need to hurry. Those things are looking at me while I hacked away at the door. I think they're noticing that we're acting different. We're at a disadvantage, not knowing how smart they all are.
Glenn runs to a rack of guns. Rick jumps behind the counter and gathers some ammo.
So, what should we get?
Rick's hands are filled with cases of ammo.
You know, a little of everything. As much as we can fit in the cart. Make sure we got a lot of ammo.
All right.
Glenn loads up on ammo.
Okay, we need to make sure that we don't grab anything that doesn't work with the guns we got, though.
Rick walks to Glenn and the door to the shop.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They wheel the cart outside the store. Some of the zombies take notice. Glenn and Rick don't realize it.
You think we got enough?
For a while, at least. Let's go.
They exit the gun store. Exterior downtown Atlanta, day. Rick and Glenn step back onto the street and are greeted by drops of rain.
It's starting to rain.
A zombie lunges at Rick. He takes his axe and buries it into the zombie's skull. Glenn begins to panic.
What was that?
Hurry, just...
You think they aren't going to notice that?
Hurry, we're not going to last long in this flipping rain.
A loud boom of thunder echoes across the sky. The rain pours down upon Rick and Glenn. More zombies start to get up off the floor. Rick and Glenn notice and take off with the cart.
Shit!
What? What's wrong?
Just look at them. The rain is washing off the smell.
Zombies chase them down the street. Hundreds of the undead looking for a meal. They continue running with the cart down the street as the rain continues to pour.
We're not going to make it.
Just
We're not.
run! Come on!
The undead begins to overwhelm the two men, and the cart tips over, throwing most of the ammo and guns to the floor. Rick and Glenn attempt to get the cart up as quickly as possible.
Just get the cart upright and get as many as you can. Hurry!
The zombie dives at Glenn, but Rick shoots it. Glenn gathers more guns and ammo from the street.
Oh, God!
Rick swings his axe into another one of the undead's neck, taking them down. Rick is grabbed from behind and he fires his gun at the sky. A walker bites into Rick's shoulder. A walker rips some of Rick's jacket. Rick turns and slams his axe into the walker's head before blowing its brains out. Glenn finishes gathering all the supplies. He runs ahead.
Come on, Rick, hurry, we're not gonna make it.
Rick fires his gun, taking down more walkers as they make their way down the street.
Okay, we're almost home free.
Yeah.
Glenn and Rick continue to battle the undead, taking out a few more with gunshots. They continue to run, dodging and weaving through more walkers.
I think we're gonna make it.
Just keep running.
Yeah.
They get to the alley and reach the fence. Rick kicks it in so they can get through. After getting through, they run for the woods. Exterior woods day. Rick and Glenn near the camp.
Okay, I think we lost him. Let's take a breather. Rick.
Rick frantically begins to rip off his jacket.
Rick
throws the jacket to the ground and rolls his sleeve to look at his shoulder.
Oh my God! Oh, jeez! Oh man! I thought I had been bitten.
Oh shit! Oh damn! Looks like we really lucked out this time.
There's a moment of silence between the two.
Well, let's get these guns back to the camp before it gets too dark.
Yeah.
Rick looks to Glenn.
Glenn, please don't tell Lori how close we came.
Yeah.
Exterior camp day. Lori stands in the rain, looking to the edge of camp for Rick and Glenn. Shane approaches slowly from behind.
You got nothing to worry about, Lori. Rick can handle himself. Right? You've seen what he's gotten through already. He and Glenn will be back before you know it.
I just wish he hadn't gone. Damn it. Why do you have to put me through this again?
Come back to the camp. All right? It's too cold to be out in this rain.
No reply from Lori. Shane slowly takes her hand.
Come on. Staying out here isn't going to make him come back any sooner. I'll keep you company.
Lori throws Shane's hand away.
Shane, don't.
Shane is hurt.
You've got to stop. Rick is back now. He's alive. He's my husband. You've got to stop this.
Lori begins to walk back to camp.
What about that night when we, on the road down here?
Lori stops and looks at her feet.
That night.
She takes in a breath.
That night was a mistake.
And with that, Lori walks back to camp. Exterior field day. We see a crow eating some skin from a rotting walker. Blam! A gunshot sends the birds flying into the sky. Rick monitors the group as they practice shooting.
That's it. You're getting a lot better, Donna. A couple of weeks ago, you were all over the place. Now you're nailing almost half your targets.
Look at me. I'm a regular sharpshooter.
Rick chuckles.
Keep it up. You're not that far off.
Donna looks down to her gun.
I'm nowhere near as good as Andrea, but thanks anyway.
Hey, I think the same could be said about Shane and me.
Rick walks past the group as each of the members practice shooting. He reaches Shane, who is watching Andrea, and she fires.
How's it going?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Rick. What's going on?
I just gave Donna some pointers. She's really coming along, though I don't think anyone's surprised it's like Andrea here.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, she's not cheating. And the wind can't be blowing that many cans over. Looks like we got a phenom on our hands.
Andrea laughs.
Oh, boys. It's just point of shooting. It's not brain surgery.
She takes aim. Bang! Andrea knocks a can off the fence. Rick walks next to her and whispers into her ear.
Maybe for you, but try telling my wife how easy this is.
Oh, be nice.
Rick turns back and looks to Carl, who is playing with toys with Sophia. Rick walks to them.
Hey, Carl, you ready?
Carl drops his blocks and looks at Sophia.
I'm going to go shoot cans.
Okay.
Rick looks to Dale and Amy.
Thanks for keeping an eye on him.
As long as you're back here to help me up before we leave, well, I'll consider us even.
Rick and Amy laugh, and Carl runs to the range.
Nobody better be using my gun.
Hey, Carl, slow down.
We see Lori is upset, and Rick looks to her. Exterior field day. Rick stands next to Carl as he fires his gun and knocks a can off the fence.
Great job, son. You're doing just great. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Dad.
Carl looks to his dad.
Does this mean I get to carry a gun now like everyone else?
Rick places his hands on his son's shoulders.
Yeah, I think so.
Shane calls out to the group.
Okay, everybody, that'll do it for today. Start gathering everything up. You're all doing great. All right, I think everyone here is capable of defending themselves, at least at a close distance. But you should all be pleased with your progress. Rick and I were a bit worried when we started 3 weeks ago, but yeah, you've impressed us both.
Everyone around the group smiles.
All right, let's start back for the camp. It's starting to get dark out here.
Shane and the group begin to head back.
Also, before we go, I've got an announcement to make. I think if any of you have been paying attention to Carl on this shooting range, you've seen that he knows how to handle a gun. Now, I know he's young, but just for safety's sake, he's going to be carrying his own gun from now on.
We see some of the looks of the survivors. The reactions vary.
I know some of you, my wife included, object to this. When I said everyone needs a gun, I meant everyone. I will be relying on all of you to help keep an eye on him, all right? He needs to keep his gun holstered at all times. If he takes it out once without danger being present, I'll be taking it away. Please let me know if you see him so much as act like he's going to take it out.
Lori walks away fuming.
Damn it, Lori, will you stop? He's safer this way.
She turns to face Rick.
Is he? How can you be so sure? He's 7 years old. For Christ's sakes, this is not a good idea, but I guess the end of the world means I have no longer got a say in parenting my own son.
She walks off.
Shit, Lori, you're overreacting. The first of him treating it like a toy, and I'll never let him touch it again, all right? It's in his holster with the safety on. It's just there for emergencies.
Whatever.
Dale and Shane wait behind after watching.
Wish this place wasn't so damn far from camp.
Would you rather a pack of those monsters follow the gunshots right to us?
You got a point.
Dale and Shane walk to the camp. Exterior camp day. Alan sits on the RV keeping watch.
Welcome back. You guys are all expert marksmen now, huh?
Rick looks to Alan.
Just a couple of us. Yeah, you could probably use a little practice too, you know? I mean, you don't need to stay here and guard the camp if we're not here.
Alan begins to climb down from the RV.
That's true, but I'd hate to come back and find a couple of dead guys digging through our stuff, stinking up the place. The long walk there isn't very enticing either.
Hey, a little exercise isn't a bad thing.
All exercise ever does is make you tired. And who wants to be tense, terrified, miserable, cold, and tired?
We see Lori, Carol, and Donna watching. Dale, Andrea, and Amy talk.
Look at the three of them. carrying on in front of God and everyone. It's unchristian.
So's being judgmental, if I remember correctly.
Donna storms off. Lori and Carol laugh.
Good one.
Exterior woods day. Snow falls as Dale and Rick watch Shane cut wood for the fire.
You know, Lori tells me Donna just won't shut up about you and the girls living in that camper. She started right after we got back from target practice a couple of days ago and hasn't let up since. Pretty much the only thing she's talked to me about since I let Carl start practicing with us.
Well, Donna ain't shown a lick of gratitude for me saving her life. Yeah, I don't see how Alan puts up with her.
Those poor boys. You think about how she's gonna raise them twins.
Rick hands Dale his guns and begins to help Shane.
You know, I figured you've earned the right to have two pretty young women keep you company. Hey, without all your camping gear, we'd be screwed. The shower alone has made you one of my favorite people.
Oh, come on now, guys. I'm not doing anything with those girls, to be honest. I'm an old man. My plumbing ain't what it used to be. It's just, you know, after losing my wife not 2 months ago, it's nice having them around. They keep the place clean. They remind me of what it was like to have her around.
Shane aggressively chops another piece of wood.
Hey, you don't have to explain yourselves to us, all right? It's your business. Donna's just an old housewife who doesn't have soap operas to keep her small mind occupied. Just don't let her get to you.
Exterior woods day. Rick is in the middle of chopping wood while Shane rests against a tree.
Let me take another turn, Rick. I'm rested up.
Let's just go back to camp, fellas. I think we got enough for tonight, even with the cookout.
Rick wipes his head.
Are you sure? Even with that deer shot yesterday, feeling my belly, it's probably gonna get mighty cold tonight. And just
Shane has had it.
God damn it, Rick! Will you give it a fucking rest already? I'm sick to death of hearing your shit. All right? I know it's cold. I know it's getting colder. I'm not moving the fucking camp, okay? I don't want to hear anything more about it. We're going to be fine.
Shane picks up some wood and walks off in the direction of camp, and Dale looks to Rick.
That boy's got some problems.
Rick and Dale head back to camp. Exterior camp campfire, night. The entire group is seated around the fire eating dinner.
Dale, this thing is working perfectly. I don't know how we'd cook any meat without it.
I don't leave home without my supplies. Well, you never know when something will come in handy while you're out on the open road.
That reminds me, I still don't know what most of you were doing for a living before all this shit started happening. Like you, Dale. Did you just travel?
Dale finishes a bite of his food.
Yeah, well, pretty much. I was a salesman for over almost 40 years. I spent most of my life behind the desk and on the phone. Week after I retired, the wife and I bought a camper and we set out to see America. We've been on the road the better part of 2 years when everything started happening.
Dale looks saddened as does the rest of the group.
We're at a campsite about 80 miles south of here. Coming back from Florida, the news hit us a little late. We didn't even know what was going on. My wife, she never left that campsite.
The survivors' faces are full of emotion, listening to Dale.
After I buried her, I set out for Atlanta. I had some cousins there, and the radio said it was the safest place nearby. course, when I got there, it had already been blocked off, and the army was still trying to fight back the hordes inside. I ended up out here on the way to Atlanta. I found Amy and Andrea broken down, out of gas. I gave them a ride.
Andrea was driving me back to college. Classes were starting in a few days, and I was a physical education major, a junior. As far away as I lived, I should have just flown back, but we always enjoyed our little bonding trips. I was a clerk at a law firm. That job is one of the few things I don't miss.
I was pizza delivery boy in Macon, Georgia. I was swimming in debt. Would have given anything to get out of it. Thing is, now that it is all gone, I'd gladly take it back if everything could go back to normal. I mean, who wouldn't really? I was in bad shape. I was about to lose my apartment and my car. I was gonna have to bite the bullet and go back crawling to my parents for help, which, God, I never wanted to talk to them again. Now that I know I can't, even if I wanted to, I kind of want to.
Alan and Donna are next.
I was a shoe salesman. I ran a store in the mall, and it wasn't anything spectacular, but it paid the bills. I mean, most of them anyway. So let's just say the debt part of Glenn's story hit really close to home. So, you know, we lived in Gainesville, and it was like 50 miles from here. And just like everyone else here, we came into Atlanta a little late.
Glenn, Dale, and the girls had already set up this camp when we got here. Our car broke down on the way we walked here. Our car broke down on the way here. And we walked here. That piece of crap never worked.
The group goes silent. Jim speaks up while eating out of a can.
Mechanic for me.
Alan begins to cut another piece off the deer.
Can I get some more of that stuff, Alan?
Sure, Rick. It's just gonna go bad if we don't eat it.
Alan serves some food to Rick.
You all know about me. Small town cop from Kentucky. I only ever shot my gun a couple times. Never at anyone. Though the last time I was on duty, I sure did try. I got shot. Was in a coma for a while and woke up to this. I was going out of my mind worrying about Lori and Carl.
Rick looks to Shane, who is seated next to him.
Shane here took care of them for me.
Felt so bad about Rick getting shot. I was up visiting him when she told me she was going to come stay here with her parents, and I couldn't let her go alone. You know, it was getting pretty bad out there. Of course, we had no idea how bad it would get. Hospital was supposed to stay open, so we figured Rick would be okay. We were going to go back for him and kind of got stranded here.
All's well that ends well. What about you, Carol?
Oh, hold on.
Carol wipes her mouth and then proceeds.
Sophia's father was the breadwinner. I sold some Tupperware out of catalogs from time to time, but it was really just to friends and neighbors. I wouldn't have considered it a job. My husband was a car salesman. They used to say he could talk anyone into anything. Talked me into marrying him. Talked me into staying with him after.
Carol takes a moment.
He watched his parents die right after everything started to happen. He couldn't deal with it. He just sort of gave up on life, you know? After he was gone, Sophia and I came here to stay with my sister. Figured it'd be worth the drive to stay with someone we know. We never got into the city, thankfully.
The group sits in utter silence, taking in each other's silence, and Amy stands.
Well, I gotta pee.
Donna gives a disgusted look, and Amy walks to the RV door and stops.
Anyone need anything while I'm in here? More napkins? I think there's still more left.
We hear a snarl, and a walker rounds the front of the RV towards Amy, and she screams.
Ah!
Amy doesn't notice the walker coming from behind her. It grabs her and sinks its teeth into her neck, ripping some flesh from her skin. The group erupts into chaos.
Amy! No!
Rick and Shane pull out their guns as dozens of the undead surround the camp. They fire, taking a few down. Andrea runs to Amy, who is now lying on the ground. Rick and Shane follow her.
Oh my god! Amy, oh my god, what do I do?
Rick scans Amy's head and neck.
We gotta try and stop bleeding.
And Amy is no more.
I'm sorry. She's gone.
Shane spots more coming from the woods near the front of the RV.
Heads up, Rick, that wasn't the only one!
Rick and Shane continue to take down walkers. Rick looks to Lori and the rest of the group.
Lori, get the car, get the RV up here, and get the kids in it.
Come on!
The group begins to scatter.
Oh, shit.
Rick and Shane take out a few more walkers, followed by Dale, who blows one's brains out. He gets to Andrea, who's still mourning Amy.
Come on now. It's not safe here.
Andrea sobs.
No!
A walker pounces at Rick, but he shoots it as it gets close to him. Lori runs with Carl in hand, followed by Donna, Alan, Carol, Sophia, and the twins.
Come on, there's no telling how many there are!
Lori gets split from the group, and a walker approaches her.
Shit!
Alan takes care of one of the walkers behind them. Lori grabs her gun, but fumbles it out of her hands. Carl emerges and fires a bullet into the skull of the walker. A walker gets inches from Carol and Sophia, but Glenn shoots it, dropping it to the floor, dead as a doornail. Glenn runs to them.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Rick gets to Lori and Carl.
All right.
We're fine.
Walkers still stream towards Dale and Andrea, who's still holding a lifeless Amy. Shane tries to hold off the undead.
Dale, you gotta get her up! Get her inside the camper!
We see Rick, Alan, and Jim each shoot some walkers. When a walker falls on top of Jim, Jim begins to slam his gun into the head of the walker relentlessly. One hit.
Our family!
Another hit.
Our family!
Another.
You killed them!
Shane grabs Jim's shoulder.
Over.
Jim stands slowly and looks at the lifeless walker.
Kill my fucking family.
Dale consoles Andrea.
I'm so sorry, Andy. I'm so sorry.
Out of nowhere, Andrea fires her gun directly into the head of Amy, and Dale is stunned.
I can't let her come back to life like that.
Rick and Lori embrace.
I'm so sorry I was mad at you. I was so stupid. If something happened to you tonight,
I know. It's okay.
Lori looks past Rick, fear in her eyes.
Jim, oh my God, you've been bitten.
Jim stands away from the group over the walker he killed. His arm is exposed.
Well, this is just nothing. Scratch.
We see the bone of Jim's arm exposed. No skin, just bone where the bite sits. Exterior camp day. Snow falls. We see a sleeve of an arm. The blood has turned the sleeve red. We are at a small service where Amy is buried, and Shane steps forward.
She always had something to say. That's one thing I loved about Amy. We were all shook up or preoccupied or just plain scared. She said something. She made us laugh, lighten the mood, no matter what. I wish she were here now.
We may not have gotten along, but I loved her. I love everyone here. We all lean on each other. We all need each other. This is hard on us all, but she seemed to take it in stride. We could all learn something from that.
Yeah, she was a pretty girl. Smart, too. Should have been going to college. Living the rest of her life, being young, being happy. This never should have happened. She didn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this.
The group all looks to Jim and his arm.
Came into my life at a time when I was ready to die. She gave me back my will to live. I'll never be able to thank her for that.
I'll miss her. We'll all miss her. She's not going to be the same.
The group says goodbye and begins to leave, all except Andrea, who still cries by where Amy is buried.
Andrea.
We still hear crying from Andrea. Dale gets the message and walks on, giving Andrea a moment to say farewell to her sister. Interior RV day. Donna takes care of Jim, who lays on a bed with a rag on his head.
Do you need more blankets?
No, Donna, thanks. I'm fine.
You should cool your face down a little.
Donna dabs the rag on Jim's forehead.
Thank you. Boss in my garage, first guy I ever saw attacked. He turned in a couple hours. No one's ever lasted more than a day. Not after being bitten. Shoot, guess I'm lucky.
Maybe you won't turn. Nobody knows anything for sure.
Jim looks to the roof of the RV.
Yeah.
Donna stands to leave the RV.
If you need anything, just give a yell. Someone will come and get me if I don't hear.
Donna exits the camper. Exterior camp day. Donna emerges. Alan notices and calls to her.
Thanks for checking in on him, hon. All the other girls were too scared to get in there. So, and all the guys he won't let all the guys touch him. So, how is he?
Worse. If what Dale said about his wife is true, he hasn't got long to go. Dale's wife turned in about a half a day. Jim's gonna go through the same stuff. It's taking longer for him.
Alan and Donna begin to walk towards a tent.
He says his whole body is freezing, but he'd almost burn you if you touched him. He still got his wits, though. We'll see.
Maybe it won't happen to him.
Yeah.
Exterior woods day. Rick, Carl, and Shane have guns drawn and hunt.
No shooting today, Carl. Just watch us and stay quiet, all right?
Aw, Dad.
You don't want to scare our dinner away.
Sorry.
Rick begins to move when Shane stops him. Shane raises a gun and shoots a rabbit.
Good one. A few more of those and we'll be set.
Shane doesn't acknowledge Rick and continues to walk to the rabbit and pick it up.
We don't have to get as much as usual, Dad. Amy's dead and Jim's too sick to eat.
Rick saddened.
I know, son.
Shane erupts.
God damn it, Rick. It's not my fucking fault.
Like hell, it isn't. I told you this was gonna happen. We're not safe here. How many people have to die before you realize that? I thought we could survive on our own, and I'd leave the rest of you here and take Lori and Carl with me. We need to get out of here, Shane. Let's siphon what little gas we have out of the cars and get into Dale's camper and go. Today, right now. Let's just get away from the city, find someplace safe.
Shane's not having it.
Think, Rick. All right, we'll be lost out there. Army is going to drive through here any day now with supplies and shelter, and all this will just go away. I don't want to risk being out in the country. I don't want to risk being left behind.
What are you basing that on, Shane? What indication do we have that we're not the only survivors? What was that attack on the camp? Are they hunting in packs now? We know nothing about them.
Carl runs off crying.
We're not safe.
Rick looks around and notices Carl is gone.
Carl?
Rick runs off looking for Carl. Interior RV day. Dale comforts Andrea, who's curled up in a ball on the bed.
Andrea, oh, if there's anything that I can do for you, anything.
They sit in silence. Interior RV day. Donna sits with Jim, who's not doing well.
No, we can't do that to you. You could start getting better. This would be murder.
Donna, you don't understand. I can feel it coming. You gotta do this.
Jim coughs roughly and blood now stains his lips.
Please, they have to do this for me. Talk into them. It's the only way I'll ever be able to be with my family again.
A tear runs down Donna's face. Exterior camp day. Donna emerges from the RV, and the group is gathered and waiting.
Jim knows what he wants to do.
Exterior woods day. Jim's body lies against a tree. The group surrounds him.
Yeah. Are you absolutely sure you want to do this?
Jim is in horrible shape.
Leave me. When I come back, maybe I'll find you. Maybe find my family. Maybe they came back too. Maybe we can be together again.
The group says goodbye. Some of them turn and leave. The group leaves as Jim fades away. Exterior camp morning. We see the camp empty as everyone sleeps. Rick emerges from his tent and stretches. Rick turns back and notices Carl emerging from the tent.
Morning.
Morning, Dad.
Shane approaches the tent.
Hey, Rick, let me know when you're ready and we'll go hunting.
Just give me a few minutes to wake up and I'll be ready to go.
Carl runs to Rick.
Can I go too?
Sorry, son, not this time.
But Dad...
Come on, Rick. Why not let him come along?
Rick looks to Shane.
Because we need to talk, Shane.
What do we have to talk about?
Rick walks to Shane and gets in his face.
What the hell do you think?
Shane decks Rick, dropping him to the floor with a brutal punch.
You son of a bitch!
Wasn't my motherfucking fault.
Rick gets to his feet and punches Shane. Lori runs to Rick and hugs him. She looks to Shane.
Stay away from him, you fucking lunatic!
Shane looks to the group's faces that are full of fear.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Lori.
Shane starts to tear up. Everyone looks at Shane, scared to death. He begins to cry.
Fuck this!
Shane walks off into the woods, and Rick sighs and chases him.
Shane, wait!
Lori falls to her knees. Carol comforts her along with Dale. Carl looks to Rick as he runs after Shane.
What's happening to us?
Lori, are you okay?
It's never gonna be the same again. We're never going to be normal, Just look at us.
Carl runs into the woods. Exterior woods day. Rick chases after Shane, who sobs as he walks through the woods.
Shane, stop. God, Shane.
Shane turns and aims his shotgun at Rick. Rick raises his hands, freezing in place.
What? What do you want? Huh? You want to come rip my heart out of my chest?
Shane. Jesus, man, what are you talking about? Be careful with that.
Go ahead and rip it out, Rick. I don't fucking need it anymore. Take it. Take it.
Shane, can you please just put the gun down?
You really did it for me, buddy. Yeah, you really did it. Oh, yes, you did. I'm nothing now, Rick. Nothing. I've got nothing, Rick. No friends, no family, no respect, no fucking life.
Shane lowers his gun. Rick can't believe what he's hearing from Shane.
This fucking world. This fucking godforsaken world of shit. There is nothing here for me, Rick. Nothing. You know, I thought I could make it. I thought I could hold out. Wait until they came and rescued us. They would have brought nice beds and hot showers and fresh clothes. They were coming, Rick. We were gonna be okay.
We still are. Shane, everything is going to be fine. Okay?
Tears pour down Shane's face.
I can't live like this. Rick, I thought I could, but I can't. I thought I could, and I did. Everything was going so good, and she would have come around eventually. She would have.
What?
Everything was so perfect.
Shane raises his gun back to Rick.
Until you came back.
God damn it, Shane. Stop this!
No, Rick. This is the only way, all right? This is what has to happen, all right? You weren't meant to come back. You weren't meant to live.
Tears now stream down Rick's face.
Just, please, Shane. Don't do this.
We see a bullet fly through Shane's neck.
Don't hurt my daddy. Again.
Carl has shot Shane. Shane holds his neck as blood floods his hands.
Carl?
Carl runs to Rick and hugs him. Shane falls to the floor, lifeless, just a few feet from them.
Son.
Carl cries.
Not the same as killing the dead ones, Daddy.
You never should be, son. You never should be.
End of Days Gone By.